Hey friends, we are live. We're live and we have balloons. Hey, I'm Andrew. This is Code Gets Creative. We do all sorts of creative coding here. We'll do anything from generative art and music to games. That's what we're doing today. To electronics. Oh, which reminds me, I have to show you the progress that I made on this other project before we jump into the meat and potatoes of today. But I've shown this off on previous sessions, but let me show this right at the beginning. This is a panel that is machined out of acrylic. This was laser cut. And this is going to be the faceplate for the Universal Traveler MIDI controller thing for vintage synths. So yeah, we'll talk more in depth about this later tonight. But yeah, you can see our like clicky arcade button, little ASMR arcade button. We've got our USB MIDI in, our 5-pin DIN MIDI out. So there's everything there. Hopefully that'll, focus. So kind of cool. And then an LCD display goes in here, and we've got the other electronics back here. So yeah, very cool. Making good progress. I'm waiting for parts to come until I can actually put in the display and solder everything together. But hoping that comes, let's see, later this week, I believe. So yeah, things are looking good there. Okay, let me set this down. And yes, we got balloons. It was my birthday the other day, so kind of fun. We thought we'd bring it into the room. My coworkers on Zoom were like, Andrew, what's the story there? So kind of fun. Somebody was like, yeah, it's like the same color as your shirt. You must have planned that. And I was like, oh, what? No, I didn't. But that's pretty great. Okay, this week we're doing Screeps again. This is part 4 of automated exploration and expansion. And the last few times we've focused on the exploration part, making that really solid, making it fully automated. But at this point, we're ready to take all of that stuff, all the data structures that we've built up, and apply it to actually expanding into a room. So that's going to involve a directive that the home room will execute on, which will send a claimer and send workers into that other room. If we don't specify a room, it will pick a room based on whatever it thinks is best. And then that room will be able to run itself and create a spawn in the location we've chosen and eventually become a home room of its own. So it should be really cool. Let's see. We got the Screeps docs open over here. We should also open up Excalidraw. Yeah. We talked about asynchronous messaging in like back-end SaaS type programming, so kind of fun. But yes, here we go. Here's some of what we've been working on. Let's see, is this still accurate? Plan a spawn in each room, record costs, did that. Pick a room to claim with that. Yeah, and I have done this. So this second to-do item, I went and did this in between streams. So this code should be ready to go. We just need to test it today and kind of try it out a couple times. Send creeps to claim and build. This is not quite finished. So we can do some of this on the stream. And then construct the spawn, assuming that this piece works correctly. This should also work correctly. So that's kind of where we're at. Let's maybe say like trigger the directive, send the creeps to claim and build, construct the spawn. This is what we're doing tonight. Now I've got kind of a more in-depth to-do list that I've written out here. Let's make that one click bigger. Here's the more kind of built out to-do list for all of this stuff. So in order to actually do work in this new room, I realized that I just need a generic worker role. Some people call them grunts or drones or whatever. I'm calling it worker. Essentially, this is the role that lets us do just anything, all the basic things. So it knows how to harvest, it knows how to upgrade, it knows how to build, it knows how to repair. And so that's kind of the bare minimum to get a room up and running. And then once it's up and running, we can start specializing a little bit more with like dedicated roles that are kind of more optimized in terms of their body parts and in terms of like the logic in their state machines. So let's double check that that's working. Then we can dive into the directive. And like I mentioned before, this first kind of sub test case is not finished yet. So we're gonna have to write this. And I've got an idea for how I want to do it. So this directive exists and it needs to work with a room specified or without a room specified. So that's kind of the idea there. Also, hey, I see there are a few folks joining, so welcome. Feel free to say hi in the chat. It's great to have you with us. Yeah, if you're just now jumping in, here's kind of the crash course. We're doing automated exploration and automated expansion. So we already have an algorithm that looks kind of like this, where based on your sources, based on your controller, we can pick the spawn point. We did that last time. And we also have logic to build out the graph data structure for all of the rooms, right? And we know where where the planned spawn location is in each of those places. So now we just have to plug into that for our expansion, right? We say, based on what we know about the rooms, and like within each of the rooms, pick the best one, go in, take it over. And that's what we're doing today. Okay, let's get Steam fired up. As this gets started up. Library, Screeps world, and yeah, just like previous sessions, we're going to be doing, we're going to be running a local server. I think we're getting really close, like assuming today goes well, and there might be just a little bit more cleanup in order to automate creating scouts. But assuming all that goes well, I think we're ready to actually take this and start doing automated exploration, automated expansion on the MMO server. So that's going to be sweet. And I think I'm going to see like a very dramatic difference in how effective my bot becomes. Okay, cool. So we got a server up and running. We're able to join it. And here we are. So we're in here. Oh, hey, the Salty One. The Salty One. Welcome to the chat, the Salty One. Never seen any of your content yet, but enjoying the vibe. Found you looking for Screeps streams. Haha. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for joining. Super appreciate it. Yeah. This stream is kind of focused. I know there's like a few different streams that kind of take this from different angles. So I'm most interested in the kind of like creative coding aspect of this. So, you know, playing the game Screeps is like a creative thing to do with code. There's a bunch of other stuff that we also do on this channel. So a lot of electronics, generative art, generative music. You see like the synths behind me. If you're into like synthwave music or some of that, like we'll write code to create music on some of these synths back here. Yeah, so yeah, feel free to hang out. Okay, so we've got our room, and let's actually double check that our expansion or our exploration is all here as we expect it. Let me say room.first.debug exploration. And this is just a little command I whipped up to kind of like print out the data structure. Cool, but we know all of this. And as a matter of fact, I discovered a bug in between the stream when I planned out spawn locations and now. It turns out I had a bug where I had a number wrong. I thought that I needed 5 squares away from a wall in order to have enough room for a city block. I'm calling this little thing here a city block. but really that's like five cells like from end to end. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When really what I want to do is I want to say the center of this is 3 from a wall. So pretend there's a wall here, 1, 2, 3. Like really the max min distance needs to be 3 or more. So what that means is that currently my memory is filled with a bunch of rooms that are like, no, I can't place a spawn here because there's not enough room. So now that I've changed that number, I should be able to wipe away my exploration and kind of replot it, and I'll be able to get all that data like more accurate. So let's go ahead and do that now. I've got another command for that. So room.first dot reset exploration. There we go. And you can see this kind of flash of room visuals. That shows you the algorithm running iteratively across ticks, right? So one tick decides like, okay, this is the bounding box we're working in. The next tick is like, here's the distance of every cell from a wall. And then after that is kind of like, when you combine those two constraints, it's basically like within my bounding box, what is like a valid candidate? And then what's the best candidate based on distances from each of those things. Cool, the salty one says, sounds absolutely fantastic, just up my alley. Currently doing a master in computer visualization. Oh, it's super cool. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of data viz as well. Love data viz. It's interesting how like, I don't know, it's amazing like the stories you can tell with data when, especially when you can make it interactive. Like, I don't know if you're into scrolly telling, for example, where, you know, like you get to a tall page where as you scroll, there's like a transforming data visualization. Like, I love that stuff. Cool. Coming back for more in the future as well. Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Cool. So if we run this one more time, I'm going to wipe out my exploration again, and you'll see all that run. So it's like bounding box, distances, combination, and then this S right here is where the algorithm chose. So I handpicked this at the beginning, but had I discovered this room and then expanded into it automatically, it would have picked this cell right here. So that's the idea there. Now we need to manually spawn an explorer so that we can go out and find all the other rooms again. Explorer. There we go. And that'll do its thing. In the meanwhile, I think we actually need to add some logic for the table. And what I mean by that, yeah, here we go. What I mean by that is, you see this table here. I would like to see a column right here that tells me, like, can I place a spawn or not? Like, have I chosen a spawn point? Or is it even possible? So let's go into that. Here's debug exploration. So you can see we're just attaching this to the room prototype. That's what makes that possible. So let's see. Yeah, you'll notice this abstraction I wrote. So I've got this format table. I find myself wanting tables like this every once in a while in Screeps. So this is just a nicety where I can say, like, here is an array of elements, whatever that might be, and then here's an array of headers that I've defined. You know, so like here's the title of my header, and then here's the length, like just the number of characters wide it should be. And then this right here is a mapper function. So, you know, you can imagine calling array.prototype.map on this stuff. So essentially what we're doing is we're saying for each of these, take this element and map it to the cells that go left to right across that row. So here's the name, here's the distance from home. You see how it, you know, it matches up with this, etc. And then there's logic inside a format table that'll either truncate or pad the strings inside of it so that everything always lines up nicely. And that is defined down here. There's format table and then for string length, which is doing either like substring or pad, right? Truncate or pad. Kind of cool. It's like genuinely a pretty simple higher order function. So I was happy to see how cleanly that turned out in the end. Got some like generics here, so I can go and plug this into other stuff. So let's see, we've got last explored. I think I want to put it before last explored. And actually, I should already have some data. Yeah, nice. Already got a few rooms. So let's see, title should be, maybe it should be like spawn. Yeah, spawn planning? Yeah, I don't know what I want to call it right off the bat, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need it to be 14 plus 1 at the minimum. Let's do that. And then that's going to go here. Let's see, and I'm going to need a helper for this, so... and that's because there are a few different cases for what we care about here. Oh, whoops. Room meta, there we go. Room meta, really quick, is this data structure. So basically, I need a data structure to express this, right? Like, what are the rooms that exist? What's their distance from home? Where am I placing spawns within them? And so in previous streams, this is what we've built up, is this data structure. So we can store it all in here, right? Rooms is an array of type room meta. And then for each of these, we've got this. Now, this is what I care about right now for my table. Basically, I need a way to format this contents in a neat kind of normalized way. So maybe I'll move this over here, and let's actually call this the same thing over here. Format plan spawn. Put that there. Let's see, and then it all kind of depends on spawn planning computation. Which actually I could just show the. Let's maybe do something like this. If room meta dot plan spawn dot status, if it equals finished, then I'm interested in the details. Otherwise, like, let's just show the status. Just like that. Okay. Let's see. It's real cool. I was working on some scrolly telling with, so yeah, this is the salty one talking about data viz. Yeah, it's really cool. I was working on some scrolly telling with medical data to display change over time a while back. Yeah, that's really cool. Didn't quite work out the way I wanted, but it was a really fun project. Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, hopefully you'll get another chance to like take a stab at it, and it'll turn out kind of how you had it in your head. Anyways, it's late at night and bed is calling. I'll keep the stream on in the background though. Cool, appreciate it. Yeah, get the rest you need. That is a real thing. So let's see if we are finished. This is where we can format it. So maybe let's just do it like this. So this will be. I'm just going to destructure it out so it's easy to grab. But notice how TypeScript is for sure helping right here. we know at this point in the code that, you know, the plan spawn.status is finished. And so we know that this is the data structure we're working with, right? We know we have X, we know we have Y, we know we have cost. We can count on that. And so we're getting all the cool IntelliSense. All right, save that. And let's see how this looks. It might truncate a bunch. Okay, I think we need a bunch more space to work with. So let's stretch this all the way out to like 20 characters. If I run... Wait, I think I might have missed the hot reload. There we go. Let's see, we need a way to clean this up a little bit. I think we can show that it's an XY position like this. Maybe just put parentheses around the position, and like that's not going to get super long. Like X and Y and cost are always pretty much going to be in the double digits, so I think that should always fit. And let's see. Yeah, I think that should work great. So so I think our table is working great. One of the things that we can see from this though is that like our homeroom has planned a spawn point, which we don't care about. But then like most of these other rooms couldn't solve. Like we actually couldn't find a place for them. And that's bad news because like we thought, yeah, I thought just by changing that number, we'd be able to get it. Min distance required is 3. I think I don't want to worry like too much about this though. I'd love to really focus on the expansion in this session, and maybe I'll come back and like dig deeper into that. So I think we can say like West 7, North 4 is a room that we should be able to take over. Like we know where to place it. So it looks like that's over 1 and then up 1. Oh hey, I think our explorer creep just ended up in another room, and we might have gotten lucky. So if we do this, yeah, check that out. So yeah, we found a few more rooms. This one is unavailable, like there's no controller in it. But then this new one looks like there's also a position where we could place it. Yeah. So I'm guessing this chose like an area kind of around here. And this should work. So let's do it. So I'm gonna add this to my to-do list right here, right? And also, since I'm thinking about it, I'm actually gonna go chuck a comment in Discord. Yeah, boom. I'm gonna remove the embeds. Okay, sweet. So switch back over here. Yeah, so we know we want to colonize a new room, and we're gonna specify which room we want. So, oh, look at that. Okay, I was thinking this was the room, so I already had this like ready to go. Looks like I guessed, or I remembered correctly. That's great. We do need to double check on this though. If we don't have the worker role working more or less correctly, things are gonna go really bad. So let's go back to our homeroom. come over to here. And I should be able to say game spawns. This. Yeah, we gotta kind of wait for this to fill up, I guess. But game.spawns.spawn1.create worker. There we go. If we click into this, here's the configuration it shows. You can see the repeating pattern. This is actually, for whatever reason, this has been like a pet peeve of mine, where like you can like see the iterations in the for loop. So I might actually go in and write some logic to just like sort them, which is like really petty, but like whatever, I'm just gonna do it. Hey, Dollar Akshay, welcome. It's good to have you with us. Yeah, at any rate, it looks like our worker is doing its thing, so that's good. Yeah, for those that are joining, here's kind of a crash course on what we're doing today. So, and here's our NFT, right, that we're gonna sell and make $1 million from. Basically, we've done this, right? Like, we know what rooms exist, and we've done this. We know where we should place a spawn within each room, and so now it's a matter of just actually doing it. And so the way we're going to do it is we're defining a directive that this homeroom can execute, and that's going to send a claimer and send workers. So worker is now a role of Creep that I have. In our case, it's actually going to pick this. This is our lucky winner room. Here, we'll like label it this way. So we're going to end up in here, and you know, it's like right here. And so that's what this is all about today. Okay, let's double check that our worker is doing its thing correctly. I want to just debug it. Holy smokes. We have a ton of creeps right now. Let's see, so if I say object dot values game.creeps dot find, so we should find the creep that has memory.role equals worker. And that's the one. So now I can say creep, oh, focus there, creep.debug on that. Creep.debug is another like command that I added in. Okay, so what this should do is as the worker creep changes between states in its state machine, it's going to let us know. It'll do creep.say. So we can see that. I actually wonder if it's this one right here. Yeah, I guess right. And actually, we've got a little ways to go before it says anything. But I mean, we're in an upgrading state, so that's as expected. Once it finishes with this, it should go back to getting energy. Here, I'm going to pull this up really quick. Yeah, here are our states. So we should see getting energy. And then as it has all of the energy it needs, it's going to switch into whatever job it needs to do, which may be building. Yeah, perfect. That was as expected. Oh, and I've got this like very loud console log in here. Great. But you'll notice, so as we're getting energy, if our carrying capacity is full, we choose the next job. So that's how that works. I make my upgraders sing a song while they upgrade. That's amazing. Do you actually like iterate through lyrics of a song? So it's like, you know, you like over the course of time, you see like each of the lyrics. That's the greatest thing. But let's see. Creep is doing its thing. Oh yeah, look, it's already gone back. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create, what should I create? I'll create a wall, is what I will do. I'll just put that right here. And you know what, whatever, I will create some random roads as well. This is a really good base design, you guys. Wall, road, road, road. But what we should see is that the creep is going to get energy, and then it's going to realize that there are building tasks left to do. So then it should go and do that. The other good news is that we already have a bunch of energy saved up in these containers. So we should be able to just run over there and grab the energy that we need. It'll happen right here. Boom. And now it says building. Perfect. It's chosen that. Now let's see. What is going to happen after this? Builds that. Now it's getting energy, which is like not super efficient. But it'll fill up its energy. Then it should say repairing. Yes, because repairing is higher priority than building. Perfect. We got a new friend in chat, James Delacour. Welcome. Good to have you with us. This is Night Zaid. Oh, cool. From Discord. Yeah, great to have you with us. Thank you for joining. Cool. So it looks like this repair task is finished. So I've told it like just go up to 10K. So yeah, I think our worker, like, you noticed that inefficiency, right? When it was like, oh, I finished building the current thing, now I'm going to go get energy again. Like, we could get more clever about like finish all the building sites until you're out of energy. But like, I'm totally cool with this. Like, usually you're building something that's like so big that like, you might as well go get more energy anyway. So I think this is a great like first iteration of the worker role. You can check that off. So time for the main event. We're going to colonize a room. So here's what the syntax for that looks like in my bot. We're basically saying like grab the first room. In its memory, there's a role home, right? So every state machine has its own like dedicated field within the memory. Then directives, pending, push. So we're just like in queuing this directive here. This code is so advanced. Appreciate it. It's very kind of you. And so this should queue up and it should do everything that we need it to. Let's look. Well, actually, it's not going to because we haven't built this yet. So let's open that up. So here's colonize room. Basically, this is the directive runner that will execute when this gets pulled off of the queue. When this starts to run, we're going to initialize it, which is basically like kind of set up for this colonization, and then is complete returns a Boolean down here, right? That's basically like checking every 10 ticks. It's going to check again and again to be like, have you finished colonizing this room yet? And you'll notice that the logic to check if we are finished is does the target room controller belong to me, and is the controller level greater than 0? And I think these two should always be true and false at the same time, but I felt like it would be a good idea to just like include them both explicitly. It's clear code, and that way I don't like risk it. So anyway, that's that. But you'll notice this fix me comment right here, send a claimer. So I don't currently have a good way to say in queue just one creep to be spawned. I have this really fancy mechanism to do like room requirements. So you can see that here, room.first .get requirements. And this is based on like, is there stuff to build? Is there stuff to upgrade? Like, am I keeping up with supply and demand for my buffer containers? Like that kind of stuff. So that's great. But this is like on an ongoing basis. Whereas over here, I want to send one claimer, right? I want to spawn one and then send it. And I can't necessarily like request to spawn like in this first tick, because like I don't know what state this is in, right? Like maybe I've just barely spawned and so I have no energy stored up in my extensions, or like maybe I'm right in the middle of spawning from my only spawn and so it's busy. So basically I need some mechanism to like queue this up, to say like as soon as you possibly can, create this claimer and then pop that off the queue, dequeue it, so that that's over, like that one-time thing happened. That's what we need to do. So in order to do that, by the way, we can get rid of this edit. Here is room memory, and you'll notice here's requirements. So I think what we want to do is we want to do like spawn queue. And that'll be like spawn, it'll be like spawn meta or something like that. So we'll create a data type for this so that we can express everything that we need to know. And I think we should save that in auto spawn. You'll notice that we've got like some other types going on here. So let's do, let's see, export type spawn meta equals, yeah, and this is not going to be a union type, so let's actually write this as an interface. Pros and cons of like TypeScript interfaces versus types. Types work really awesome for scalar values and for unions. So this pipe character means union. It's basically like it could be this or this. And you can get really advanced with it, right? So like here's a union type where the shape of this data is totally different. Like skip doesn't have any other params, but like finish does. So that works really well. Whereas interface works super well when it's always the same shape, but you want to be able to like pass it around or define classes based on it. So yeah, some thoughts there. Okay, so spawn meta, what do we need to know? I think it's basically like the role should be a string. Then there should be a homeroom, which is a string, and then a target room, which is a string. Now, I could have included, body part right here. I don't think we should though. I guess it's body part constant. I don't think we should here actually, and that's because I've got another chunk of code with this concept of recovery mode, where it's basically like try to make the biggest possible creep that you can, but if it's been a really long time and we haven't filled up all of these extensions, we need to make the assumption that like something crazy has gone wrong. And so basically like enter recovery mode. Think of it like Control-Alt-Delete, like open the, like reboot Windows in safe mode. So that's the idea there. And so I explicitly don't want to include it here because I want recovery mode to do its thing. Basically, I want auto spawn to look at this kind of bare bones request and say, if I'm in recovery mode, just do like one carry, one move, one work. Else, do whatever I would normally do. So this lets me express that. Cool. So we've got our spawn meta defined. We've imported it here, so we know how to find it in our memory. And we've changed the shape of our data, but we need to go like do that here. Whoops. Room.first.memory.spawn queue equals an empty array. So we're safe now. We can go and run this. There should be some. I don't think we should have been able to compile here. The reason for that is because there should be like room initialize. Yeah, here it is. Basically, I need to say this.memory. What is it called? I've already forgotten. Spawn queue equals an empty array. Okay, so this basically says like when I very first enter a room, whether it's my first home room or whether it's explored, like go and create this so that we know we're always matching these types. Oh, it's because I didn't save cave or something? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, everything should work right now. That's cool. Our worker is still making a ton of noise. We appreciate its efforts, though. Let's see. So we have our spawn queue, right? Let's wire that up next. Close this. Close this. Where did auto spawn go? Here it is. So let's see. Here's what auto spawn does. We say get the assigned creeps for this room. If there are no creeps in this room, then like spawn, create an emergency harvester, kickstart everything again. This is like last resort, right? Like the room completely crashed. Maybe we were attacked or something. And then there's a bunch of other stuff. So I think we want it to go here. Because basically, like, I don't even care what my spawn queue is if we are crashed. Like, let's start rebuilding, So let's say, like, once we have our emergency harvester, then, like, right here, we can process this. Now, adjust upgrader boost. This is... We can basically run this whenever we want. Okay, so... I actually want to put it just after this. So let's say if handle spawn queue, and we'll pass in the room, and we'll pass in the spawn. Yeah. Sure, that would be great. Yeah, the server's still running. That's weird. I've had problems with the server before where like it'll run for an hour and then like the client disconnects from the server, so I have to like reboot the whole thing. But I guess we're good for now. So what I want to say here is like if handle spawn queue is requirement satisfied, then return. What this basically means is we're creating a sieve kind of where we're saying like do this. If you end up actually doing something, then we're gonna say the requirements. Wait, did I get this right? Yeah. We're saying like if you don't need to do anything here, then return this value, which means like yeah we're already good. Like there's no spawn queue stuff to be done, and we'll return early. But like. If that's not the case, then go on to the next thing, right? I feel like this is confusing me. Like I need to rename these maybe. Yeah, but you can maybe just requirements already satisfied. Maybe that would be enough. Let's see. Let's go ahead and write this. So we've got a room, and we got a spawn. Here we go. And then this should return a room spawn result. Cool. So then we should be able to say if basically let's pseudocode this out for a second. If the spawn queue is not empty, attempt to spawn the first item in the queue. If successful, pop it off this, or dequeue it. Let's see, else return. I wonder if, yeah, let's start writing this thing, because I think this is going to expose kind of a limitation of our types that we've defined here for now. So we're going to say if room.memory.spawnQ.length is greater than 0, then we'll do some work kind of similar to this one. So notice how we say, like, get the next missing roll, get the creep body, spawn Q at index 0, right? So this is of type spawn meta. Maybe we'll call it spawn meta. That's cool. Okay, and then we should be able to say spawn meta dot roll. That's going to do its thing. So we have our body parts at this point. And now we can call this. Spawn creep with roll is something that I've added, right? And actually, let's go ahead and destructure a bunch of stuff out. We need the home room, we need the target room, and we need the roll. So now we've got everything kind of conveniently here. So that's all satisfied. Now, this might succeed or it might fail, right? That's this part. And let's see. I need to go look up definition for this. Yeah, return result. That's great. And really, this is what I care about. Like 0 is equal to okay. So I'm gonna say, if the result of this is okay, then I can return. I can return requirements satisfied. Right, because I've succeeded in spawning this, and so I should bail out right here. I think, yeah, I'm so confused by my code right now. I need to change that. Hey, thanks for comment from chat. Tilton. Oh, hey, you were on the other day. Thanks for joining again. Yeah, thanks for streaming. Might be a dumb question, but what is good about destructuring? Yeah, awesome question. So, one of the things that I like about destructuring is it kind of cleans up like the intent. So, I could write everything this way, right? Oh, by the way, I got this wrong. Wait, let me... Before I answer your question, let me double check that I got this right. Target room comes after, yeah. Okay, cool. So I could write it like this. Now, one of the downsides to this is it's just kind of longer, right? And so if we do it this way, then like we have shortened our line. The other thing that I like about this, though, is that it kind of makes it clear where everything is coming from, right? Instead of reaching deep into some object where we're actually using it, this becomes kind of an anchor point in our code. So I might format it like this, where at the beginning of this branch inside of this if statement, here's the setup paragraph. I've heard this described as like paragraphs of code. So like this first paragraph of code kind of like, introduces the characters. And so like these are the important characters. And so then down here, we understand that like, oh, cool, this is all going to come from up here. So that's one of the things I like about it. Cool. Okay, so if we If we do that, we're satisfied. Oh, the other thing that we need to do, this is where we dequeue it. So we should say, let's see, room.memory.spawn queue. Oh my gosh, I always forget. Do we want pop or unshift or what? Removes the last element. Okay, so we don't want that one. It's either shift or unshift. I think it's shift. Removes the first element of the array and returns it. And we don't care to return, or we don't care to catch it as we return it. So that, yeah, that should be great. Now let's say that we're not okay. We still want to say the same thing. Basically, like, don't move on and do other things yet. Yeah, that's what that should do. We need to rename these. I know we need to. Let's maybe go ahead and do that now while we're thinking about it. Okay, so let's say that the spawn queue is empty, and we return the other case. Oh, Q13214. Hey, welcome. Hey man, how's it going? Hey, yeah, things are good. I've had a birthday, so I've got balloons in the back today. Kind of fun. We'll see how long the helium in them lasts, but like, kind of fun. Only wish there was a replay button. What, for the balloon hit? Here, somebody clip this. There, okay, we've moved the balloons. Yeah, thanks for the birthday wishes, y'all. Appreciate it. Cool. So now I'm wondering if I have like have I gotten this backwards? So if I'm handling the room requirements, then it's like if there's no next missing role, and we have already met requirements. Well, then this logic doesn't make any sense. Handle homeroom requirements. If we have already satisfied, then return. Doesn't make sense. Maybe. So, okay, I've got to like brainstorm through comments again a little bit here. So I think we could do like, and by the way, if you have thoughts about this in chat for maybe like what can make this clearer, let me know. This is very much like a semantics kind of a question. So we could do like did work, or like did not do work, where basically like we want to return early if this happened. Or maybe it's more like no work to do. But that's basically the same as like requirements satisfied, right? I think this makes it clearer, so maybe we change it to that. But maybe that means that like over here we could be like not yet satisfied. I definitely don't think about my naming this much. Yeah, no, sometimes I do. Like sometimes this is the right thing if you ask me. Because like you've seen how in the last like 10 minutes as I've tried to add this, I've been like super confused about like, wait, which one do I actually mean here, you know? And I think I've straight up got this wrong. Like, I think I just wrote this wrong, and I'm probably generating a bunch of spawn errors that I'm not catching. So let's go ahead and change all of the usage of this. Did I miss one? Did. Okay, so that should have been all of them. Okay, so now let's read through our code, and it should either make more sense or we should change it. If handle spawn queue, if the result of that, right, is requirements already satisfied, return. That makes no sense. I think it should be this, right? Like if we are not yet satisfied here, then like return. Because either we did some work here or else, you know, we weren't able to. But at any rate, like there's still work to be done here. Handle homeroom requirements. So if this is not yet satisfied, return early. And then colony requirements, that should be the same thing. So I've totally like reversed all of this. Okay, so now we need to go back in here. Or actually, whose birthday is it? It's my birthday. It was my birthday yesterday. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I'm gonna rewrite this. So I'm just gonna kind of flip this. Happy birthday from Lord Greyweather. Yeah, appreciate it. Let's see, if our spawn queue length is 0, then requirements are already satisfied, right? That makes sense. Else they're not yet satisfied. And this illustrates it well, you know what I mean? Where like this may or may not succeed, right? But I don't care whether it succeeds or not. Like either way, we don't want to move on from this part of the processing because requirements are not yet satisfied. Okay, cool. I feel like at peace with this now. This makes sense, and this makes sense. Yeah, room and colonies. Yeah, okay, and that makes sense too. Perfect. Okay, this is the thing. Let's chuck a console log in here temporarily. Queuing up a creep, or let's see, processed spawn queue for roll. And then, you know, we need to change this to template literals. Yeah, I like that. That should do its thing. Let's just double check that we haven't like completely crashed the world. Everything is still running. So at this point, I should be able to define, like I should be able to push something into the spawn queue. Let's just write that over here. Room.first.memory dot spawn queue dot push roll. So for now, let's do like roll worker, and then homeroom. What is our room even called? Should I know this off the top of my head? West 8, North 3. Target room is West 8, North 3. Okay. Let's see if it works. Spawn new worker. And we did it. Cool. Okay. Yeah, hope it works. It worked! Take that. Yeah, I know there's some like latency between the stream and the chat. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna queue this up again. Notice how this just failed. So, if I scrub off my push command, oh gosh, hurry and do that. Oh, here we go. Stringify this. So notice how it's queued up. Now we've got just one more one more humble extension that will get filled. Here we go. And then sometime in the next 10 ticks, boom. Okay, that was really fast. That got queued up as well. So now it's empty, right? Yeah. Cool. Okay, that works great. Now that we've done that, we can actually implement this. So let's head back to our directive. Send the claimer. So what we need to do is we need to say, we have our room right here. So room.memory.spawnQ.push, and we're going to create a claimer. And then the homeroom is room.name, and the target room should be this. Context.directive.room. And we can see that, let's see, where do I have that defined? Yeah, it's this one. So notice how room is either a string or it doesn't exist. It's undefined. But what you can see earlier in here, this is basically like if we don't already have a room defined, then go and select a room to colonize. And what that does is it basically says the candidates are all of the rooms that are available based on our room meta from our exploration. We have 2 sources, and we have finished calculating the planned spawn, which means like we know we can actually place a spawn in that room. So that's the idea there. We say like, if there are no candidates, return null, like it's impossible. Otherwise, sort them based on this cost. Here's how that works. And then return the top candidate. Okay, so we're doing that. We have added our queue mechanism. So let's, I want to keep this comment, I think. I'll just clean off all the to-do stuff. Send a claimer, and then to the target room, and then add the target room to this room's colonies list. Okay. Let's see, I'm gonna close some stuff. Okay, so this is like, here, we're getting serious. This is the moment of truth. We've got like a whole bunch of code built up, right? Like we've got colonize room, the directive, we've got like logic defined for different room roles, for colony room and for explored room, that should be able to like upgrade to the next level. And like all of this so far is kind of untested. Have you already written the claimer role? Yes, I can show that in just a sec. So yeah, I actually wrote that like 3 years ago. So hopefully it still works fine today. But we've got all this like untested code, right? And so there's like a lot of little pieces that we need to double check that each of them works. And so for that reason, I have wrote up kind of this like checklist, and I'm gonna run this the same way that like if I was on a QA team at work, this is kind of what I would do. Or if I was writing a unit test or an integration test, like I would be really explicit about writing these out. So that's what I'm doing here right now, so that we can like be really confident that all of this brand new code is working the way that we expect. Okay, and I'm gonna delete that. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna push a pending directive called colonize room, and we've picked this one. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna show you the claimer role. So role.claimer looks like this. You'll notice this creep role. Basically, we need to give it a name, choose a body, right? Choose body parts, and then run. So this gets executed every tick. Basically, it says like, if we don't have a target room, go pick one. If we're not already in that target room, then go to that room. Else, if we're in the room, then either claim or reserve the controller. Use that logic down here. Basically saying if we're not already adjacent to it, then go move to it, right? We have to be right next to it. If the upgrade is blocked, I can't remember what that's for. It's like a safe mode, isn't it? Oh, due to attack. Okay, cool. So Yeah, we got this here. He got it. Appreciate it, James. Thanks for the support. Yeah, someday we'll implement like attacking, so we could just like blast a claimer into somebody else's room and like, you know, tear down their controller. And then we say attempt to claim the controller, and then there's a whole bunch of different cases that we think about, right? If it's not in range, then go move to it. If, you know, GCL is too low, then like go ahead and just reserve it. Like we'll reserve it and like try to hold it until eventually our GCL catches up, and then we can claim it later. And then maybe we're tired, right? And I can't remember how tired works. Isn't it basically like, help me out here, chat. Isn't it basically like if your claimer is tired, like it can only do this one time, and then its claim body part has been expended, and like it can't do anything anymore. Oh, is it only attack? So it can only attack once? Yeah, I can't remember the cases where this is actually, like where this gets hit. And then it's just like, let me know if for whatever reason it's either like okay or not. This should be unsuccessful. That's them. Fatigue only affects movement. Not entirely true. Your controller. Oh, yeah. So isn't it like... Yeah, there's like fatigue for... So this is actually really terrible, isn't it? Like... Okay, we gotta go look this up. If I'm reading this the way that now I'm thinking about it, this might actually mean that like... I'll go to like... Let's see, I'll go to attack once. I have fatigue, and so really I just need to wait. But instead I'm like, oh no, I can't do anything more, blow up. Let's go figure this out. And I don't think we need to change it, but like let's just kind of figure it out. Yeah, so we're calling claim controller. I don't even see error target in here, or error tired in here. It applies to claiming directly. Yeah, to reserve a new room, there's no cooldown. You can just reserve each tick. Yeah, I'm starting to think, because like I'm not seeing it in here. Like, I think this case is not even valid. How do you notify? Isn't it game.notify? This is like the weirdest thing. It applies to owned controllers. So, but it's only attack controller, isn't it? Let's see. Let's see. Attack controller. Yes, here it is. You have to wait until the next attack is possible. Okay. But... So... Oh, okay. DLC kind of like... I basically put in this kludge, right? I was like, okay, it must have been like years ago when I was like, I took over somebody else's room and I was like, I want to get, you know, I've already got this claimer all floating around. I'm going to just hurry and hack my code so that I can like get their RCL down quicker so I can go and claim it. But you can see that I've created a lot of confusion for myself, like quite a lot. And so maybe what I should have done is basically write it like this. Wait until we can attack again, ... And then right here, I want to say claim result. Well, I could just say result, that's cool. Notice what I've done though. Basically, yeah, I'll keep that to do. I've made my code more deletable, if that makes sense. So now I don't have to like splice carefully inside of these branches. This is basically like extracted away. I have a paragraph of code here, right? And so it's really easy to just turn it on or off. If I need to go hack it, then like I can go hack it. Okay. All right. All that being said, I think the creep role is ready, or the claimer role is ready to go. Yeah, we should be able to create this. We've got colonizer. Yeah, I think we're ready. Let's do it. Let's do the thing. Everybody. Okay, glad I just checked this. Notice how everything is frozen. This is that problem that I was talking about earlier, where like for whatever reason the server freezes up, and I have to restart the server. So I'm gonna go ahead and restart it. Sorry for the hiccup. I wish I knew what was going on, because like if there's some like network setting I can turn off or on, you know, something to configure, then like I would do it. But let's see, let's get this fired up. Also, like this is just how code works, you know what I mean? Where like okay, I'm gonna do thing X, and then you're like, oh, just kidding. In order to do thing X, I have to do thing Y. But then like in order to do thing Y, I have to do thing Z. And like before you know it, you're like in Mongolia shaving a yak. That's like the old adage. Let's see. I've had more success with the Screeps launcher server inside Docker. Seems more stable. Yeah. Yeah, server troubleshooting might not be what you want to do today, though. No, absolutely not. I am not interested in doing that right now. and my guess is that none of you are interested in doing that troubleshooting on a stream as well. Like that's not a very interesting thing to watch. Okay, so this is doing its thing. Everything looks healthy. This is... I already did this once. Yeah, I already did this once, but like I'll say it again a second time. This is the moment of truth. We're going to run the directive, and we should see all of those things in the test case happen. And so what we're going to do is we're going to run that, and then we're going to very carefully watch it and make sure that all those things happen. Here we go. Wish me luck. Everybody wish me luck in chat. Do it. We need all the support we can get. This is going to be crazy town. Yes, yes, hype. Appreciate it. Okay, here we go. We have queued the thing up. So now I should... Okay, we're processing the directive. We have spawned a claimer. Good. So that means that it should be empty. It is. Oh. Not sure what just happened here. Get assigned creeps. Oh boy, things are getting out wild. Here we go. Handle each colony requirements. Oh, I have a sneaking suspicion. So in prepping for the stream, I realized something. I've got this cool function that's like, you know, for every colony, go out and handle its requirements. But notice how this relies on visibility, right? Game.rooms at this index, this does not work if I don't have visibility, because like this is, I'm not given an object for that room until I'm in it. So I think that's what we just saw. However, I think if we go up here and click into here, we should be hopefully pretty close to it. Where's my dude? Is it all the way back at home base still? Is this it? No, this is not it. Where did my... Wait, am I still... No, I'm not spawning it anymore. Where? Okay, now I'm beginning to be pretty confused. Let's maybe click on the world. We'll be able to zoom in and see something running around. Oh, hey. Okay, I think what we just saw was like, I don't know, we just like clicked between rooms and like in the time it took us to like render the room, it had already left. So we just got like super unlucky about timing. But look at this, like we claimed the room. So this is awesome. Cool. Oh, so let's see. I have reserved the room, but I have not claimed the room. Well, why'd you do that, buddy? I mean, we've got logic in here, right? For claim or reserve. This might be a thing that we have to change. Wait, where is it? Reserve. GCL not enough. Yeah. So we just hit this line. So I think this is a private server setting that we're going to have to change. Basically, like, I think I probably have a GCL of 1. And so we need to find a way to, like, hard code it so I've got a GCL of, like, 1,000,000. Or, like, 2. Whatever. Yeah. Check this out. So, by the way, I'm here on the Screeps Plus wiki, and this is private server common tasks, very useful page that I have not used very much yet. But let's get set up to run this. I am ADJ555 on this. ADJ555, and then what is this? It's basically like your GCL like is calculated based on that raw number, right? So maybe we just try running this. And we don't run it in here, we run it in the server console. With the CLI. Let's run help. Okay. Can I not copy and paste? That GCL is max points. Yeah, so like this. Oh, do you mean like this is as high as it can possibly be? Basically, I think this unit is like energy units, rather than like levels, rooms, basically. The unit is energy units rather than rooms. Is that right? Also, I would love to copy and paste. Okay, fine. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to painstakingly shift some things around. Yeah, upgrade units. Cool. Storage dot db. Make this slightly bigger. At index users. Hold on, I have an idea. Oh, you can't right click to paste. Okay. Oh, can I do it up here though? No, I can't. Ugh. All right, please enjoy the next chapter of the stream in which I retype out a really boring command. Terrible UI. Yeah, I agree. This is a bummer. So can I make the font size bigger? Because I know I'm gonna type something wrong. Username AJ555. $set GCL Oh gosh. How many zeros is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. 65. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can tell I'm a musician because I'm like tapping it as triplets. I'm a nerd. I'm a tech nerd and I'm a music nerd. And a very proud one. Okay. Modified 1. Okay, so I think this should have already applied. So I'm going to leave that kind of around there. But at this point, it worked. It worked, it worked, it worked. Okay. Ooh, the Screeps launcher Docker helps with this since you can use terminal for these interactions. Oh, perfect. You can just like run them through standard in, I guess, and it just like ends up there. I like that. I think if, yeah, I should switch to Docker for running the server when we're doing streams. It'll be a lot smoother. Thank you for the tips. Super appreciate it. Okay, so this is awesome. Like, we successfully claimed this room. Something crazy is happening over here that we need to fix in a minute. But let's check off a couple things. So claimers should spawn. We did that. Okay, we know for sure this doesn't work, right? That's what we saw, that type error. This one I believe works. I want to say that this is, if I can grab it. Oh, that might be a totally different. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Okay, some other things are happening. Could not find homeroom to link with new colony. Could not find homeroom to link. That's here. Okay, so what this tells us is I think that we didn't initialize the colony room correctly. Let's see. JSON. Oh, this is so much like console noise. Okay, let's just do this for a second, and this should make things quieter. I am also, so I'm just gonna delete this claimer right here. Like we can someday automate it, but we don't need it right now. Click. Wow, my I'm not sure what's going on. My UI is going like super slow, and I can't click on this claimer for some reason. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, it's just the whole, like, UI of the client is super slow. All right. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Did that save? It should have saved. Recommend closing the launcher. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then maybe we won't have to do terrible things. Oh, look, and it just aged out anyway. Ugh. Let's see. Is the close the server. Wait. No. We're back in here. The other thing, and I don't want to stream this part, I'm going to open up my activity monitor because I have also seen like child processes for Electron just run away. Yeah, okay, so now that I've filtered it down, I'm willing to show you, but check this out. I've got my activity monitor open. I've just filtered for Electron, and notice how there's this Electron helper process that is using 352, 300-ish% CPU. Like it's just eating up 3 cores, almost 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and force quit that. shakes head at Electron. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so hopefully I will get to have my computer back at this point. And we can try running this again. And actually, that could have run away from the first time. Remember how like we had the server and client open for the second time then. So we're on take 3. Third time's the charm. Yeah, Screeps clients are kind of frustrating sometimes with how slow they are. Yeah, I agree. They're frustrating. I guess they're like it makes sense for the whole thing to be written in JavaScript, I guess. You know, like the kind of first class bot language is JavaScript, and so they went ahead and like wrote everything else in JavaScript. But like it would be really cool if they actually wrote like a native desktop client with some kind of a framework like Qt or I don't know a lot of those, but you know, that kind of stuff. Like write it in native code, maybe Rust, maybe C++, maybe Go, and then like render everything on like an OpenGL plane instead of like I think this is all canvas based. So I feel like that could all be kind of optimized. I think there's a lot of room for optimization even without going native. Yeah, I think that's fair. That is true. But I would appreciate some level of optimization for sure. So okay, yeah. Sultan says, yeah, the new alpha map is nicer. I've actually had big problems with it in like at least when I'm running the standard desktop client. Like at least when I'm looking at the global map, it's like way slower. So I don't know if I've got an old build of it or if like something is weird about it for me somehow. But yeah, it's been kind of crazy. Okay, so let's check this out. Sultan says, that's too bad. Seemed faster for me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Gotta double check that again. So, yeah, it looks like we have 3 creeps that are assigned to this room as a target room, and I think they're all like chilling down here doing strange behaviors. What is going on? So it's a colony room. It's not a home room. Let's just double check that. We should be able to see game.rooms at west 7 north 4 .memory.role. This should say colony. Game says there's an alpha map. Yes, so you should see like a banner kind of up here on your client that'll let you try toggling it on. And I think if you open this up, there might be a way like in here somewhere that'll let you do that as well. Or no, it's probably in here actually. Yes, no? I'm not sure. Anyway, there might be a banner for you. Okay, so the room is a colony, so that's good. Oh, the banner just shows on the world view. You have to click the banner every time. Okay, so explored room should become a colony. This happened. This worked great. Spawn should be planned. This can't happen yet because we're basically hitting this branch, right? So spawn should be planned. That happens down here. Ooh, by the way, this should be x minus 1. Okay, let me explain the mysterious change that I just made. Basically, when I do all this stuff to figure out like where's the optimal place, I want this to really represent the center of the city block, but my spawn is just to the left of that. So I have kind of a misnaming thing going on where like I'm actually placing this, or I'm actually like tracking this. And so when I go to actually create the construction site, it should be over here. Yeah. So that's what this like x-1 is all about. Okay, but we can't get to that yet because this is broken. So why is it broken? So we need to go look at the colonies assigned to the homeroom. So room.first. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Memory colonies. Okay, so West 7 North 4 is in there. So let's double check that the role is home. It is, okay. Yeah, I'm puzzled how how about we let's do this for a second. We're gonna kind of script this. Rooms fine. Ooh, that has turned really crazy. Okay, let's just keep it formatted that way. And then I'm gonna hard code West 7 North 4. And this should find something. Yeah, and it found it. Yeah, so I'm really puzzled. Like it seems like this should totally work. Oh, also that name. We initialize the room. Yeah, I'm really puzzled. What is going on? Like, here it goes again. It's just going crazy. And well, you know, I traded one flavor of console noise for another. I wonder if it is, like, there's weird stuff going on in here. So maybe what I need to do, so let's get rid of this now. Here's the colony room requirements. Here's the room upgrade. Basically there's some requirements here that are kind of weird that might be throwing this off. So West 7 North 4 memory.requirements. Yeah, and we've got these like three things. So I'm gonna delete all those. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be a real jerk, and I'm gonna delete all these. Make sure. Get. Oh, sorry. It's game.creeps at that index. And we're gonna just do a mass suicide here of the creeps that are causing problems. We need to do it on one more. Okay, so now if we do creep.list, everything belongs to that homeroom. So now I'm really curious. West 7, North 4. Do I have visibility in this room? I do. So that means like I can add this back, right? And it'll generate all kinds of noise. Yeah, okay. So that's cool. Looks like we didn't fix our problem by deleting those creeps, but like something weird is going on. If I just do like this, dot name, yeah, West 7 North 4, and then I should be able to say, you know, rooms.first, or wait, room.first dot memory dot colonies includes this. Yeah, I'm really confused. Like, this seems like it should totally work. What if? Okay, so we can kind of pull this apart a little bit. Like, we could say rooms, related rooms, and then we could say homeroom equals related rooms dot length is greater than 0 question mark, related rooms at 0 else null. So you can see how I basically just like split this into 3 things. And so now what I can do, I can go ahead and print these out, related rooms. And then I should be able to say homeroom. And then we're going to do one last quality of life thing, which is just like add a blank line. So if I do that, okay, so I found 2 rooms. There are 2 related rooms. And then the homeroom, hold on. Oh. Guess what I just did here? I'm totally like returning the first result over and over. Okay, let's try again. Okay, so it is not finding the related rooms. Okay. So let's rooms shadowed. Ooh. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, Silton, bless you. This is the problem. Okay, thank you so much. And that's why this worked great. Cool, perfect. Okay, let's, I'm willing to tear everything else back out, because yeah, 100% that's gotta be it. So let's call this other room. So the other room should be a home, and the other room should include this colony. Delete all that. Oops. Yeah. Okay, let's save that. And look at that. So yeah, I think it did the thing. So yeah, notice how we've chosen a spawn at the location that we wanted. If we do room.first.debug exploration one more time, then notice how West 7 North 4 25 26, and sure enough, whoops, 24 26 is like 1 over from that. I was like, wait, that's not the same numbers. But yes, that's the one we wanted, so that is perfect. Cool. Okay, Yeah, thank you for your help catching that shadowing. That was totally it. Okay, now I think there might still be weird cases where this can happen, so let's just keep an eye on it. Let's see. The other thing I want to do is when we create an explored room, I'm going to initialize its requirements to nothing. And let's see. So all of the specific stuff starts here, but I'm just going to say room.memory.requirements is empty. So that should solve our weird problem of like very specialized roles moving into the room. That's that. Okay, we've initialized the room, right? Let's double check. Here's all the stuff that could go wrong. And we basically say create the construction site, set the requirements. Oh, by the way, let's check this out. So game.rooms west 704 dot get requirements. That's a lot of builders. That's some of my auto spawn logic happening right there. So we may want to turn that off. And it's a colony room. Yeah, so okay, anyway, we can figure that out. Now I'm noticing there is a creep moving into this room right now. So let's just hang tight and we'll see it appear in a minute. Okay, here it is. Don't go back. Okay. Click on it. There we go. Yeah, okay, and this is a worker. Oh, look, it's doing the thing again. Okay, so the worker is doing its thing. It's getting its energy. And I'm interested to see what it picks. Like, notice how this is going to downgrade soon. Well, not soon. It's going to downgrade eventually, right? Because we haven't put any energy into it. But like, if you ask me, it kind of makes, I think at least it makes more sense to build the spawn before we like do any upgrading work, unless we get desperate. Like if this gets below some number, and right now I've got it set to like 9,000. If it gets below 9,000, I have a job that's basically like emergency upgrade. And so we can do that. In the meantime, here comes a second worker that is building. Okay, this first one made some progress. You'll notice that they both randomly chose to harvest from the same source, which is not possible yet. So the one's gonna have to wait for the other. That's kind of too bad. Yeah, emergency upgrade is a good way to go there, I think. Yeah, I think that should work really well. It's basically like, if it's an emergency, go upgrade, else repair, else build, else upgrade. So you've got like 2 upgrade possibilities. Okay, there's that second worker doing its thing. And notice, we've got this like pilgrimage of other builders that are on their way into the room. And they are like specialized builder roles, which I don't know what their stats look like, so we'll see in a minute, but they might move even faster, which is cool. Then says split up the 2 sources. Yes, so you'll notice that actually just happened here. We got unlucky the first time, but the way this logic works today is basically whenever a creep state machine says go harvest, then when it first goes into that state, it'll randomly select one. And my plan is to eventually add more logic that's like, what was I going to say? Like add, basically like look at whoever has chosen the other sources, and then like pick whatever's kind of most available. And we can get to that eventually. But for now, like random works okay, because it's basically like, it kind of amortizes out usually. I'm sure that once we start expanding to a lot of rooms, then that's going to not be true anymore. Like here we sort of got unlucky again. So it would be nice to say like, this only has one station. And so like load balance them across, like here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stations. And here's only one station. So there's like a few things we could do algorithmically. Now a bad thing just happened. Notice how this builder came into the target room and built a bunch, and now it's going all the way back into the home room to get energy again. And so that is very inefficient. It's going to go all the way back home, grab it out of like a container or a storage or even an energy source, and then like march it all the way back, which is like super wasteful. Like I should probably just change the logic so it's like, if you're any role at all, like go to your target room and then just stay in your target room. Like never go back to your home room. Maybe there's some conditions, like maybe haulers actually. If you've got a hauler role, then it's probably like go into the target room, get energy out of containers, and then like haul it all the way back home. Like in that case, you do travel back and forth every cycle. But for what we're seeing here, like we don't want the back and forth. So that's something to change later. I'll add a note here. I don't think we have time tonight for it, but let's say future we're gonna say optimize builders that travel between rooms. And I think that, we can figure out how to do that later. But what I do, so James says, what I do is just tell the creep is to go to said room, and then they just do stuff they have to do. Yeah. So it's basically like there's a whole state machine that's probably like get energy, spend energy to do tasks, and like get, spend, but like just travel to the room and then just stay in that other cycle forever. Yeah, I think that's probably what this role should do as well, the builder role. Cool. Okay. So that's doing its thing. This is going to take a little while. So one crazy thing that we could do is I'm just going to hack this. Be like west 7 north 4 dot memory dot requirements dot push worker, and I'm going to do this like a lot of times. And we're totally like bankrupting the homeroom by doing this. There's some sort of a balance to be had here. I don't know what it is yet, but basically we're going to spawn a lot of creeps that all get sent here, and then we should be good. Oh, hey, there's a debug server command to complete construction sites too. Oh, this is good knowledge. Okay, thank you. I think I remember seeing that actually. I think about it. Yeah, let's go find that, because that will bless our lives. Because we're really not interested in watching this thing finish, are we? Let's see. Complete all construction sites. Objects. Oh, so this is literally like, is this like every single construction site in the game? I imagine there's like, this is a MongoDB command, isn't it? I don't, like, my Mongo scripting is weak. I did Mongo one time like 8-9 years ago. Don't really remember anything anymore, but I recognize the $set and stuff like that. Wonder all objects. Yeah. So it's updating all objects that match the query. Yeah, and I know like this probably doesn't super matter, but like I guess I don't want the 4 bots in the corners to like also get the boost. But like, who cares? Let's just go ahead and run this. And I'm gonna copy this in here. Useful server commands. See this page. And I'm gonna move this into my README eventually, probably, but yeah, for now, there it is. If you want a specific object, you can provide the ID to match instead. Oh, yeah. I like that. Let's see, is it ID or is it underscore ID? I think it's, yeah, it's underscore ID, right? Because it's a MongoDB ID. So let's do that. Oh, okay, underscore ID. The only problem to this is that I have to type that into that janky terminal, which sounds like a bad day. Okay, I've totally changed my mind. We're just gonna copy this the way it is. And save us all the hassle. And then next time we're just gonna run this bad boy out of Docker. Room.objects.update type construction site, and we'll upgrade it to be set progress, a whole bunch of 9s. Oh, let's see, cannot read property update of undefined. Gross. Typing that ID would be like typing a password on one of those TV keyboards. Yeah, for real. You're like, wait, how many characters was that? Did I uppercase that? Where am I? Oh, is it rooms plural? Okay, sweet. Yeah, typo on room right here. Room should be rooms. Storage.db at rooms plural.objects update. See, this is why we should not have to type this. Construction site set. Also, no idea how much of this you can see. Do video compression. Modified 13. Okay, we just completed 13 buildings. Huh. Now hold on, this is not finished yet. I wonder what just happened then. It's kind of weird. I changed its progress, right? I can probably objects dot let's see, is there a dot get? Yeah, there's that. Oh, that's storage.env. Query. Oh no, I don't want to go learn MongoDB for this. Okay, it's not get. Is it query? Or find? I'm totally just... Wait. Oh. I did the thing again. Okay. So it's not query. It's not get. I'm a bad person. Find? Okay. This did a thing. So what if I do type construction site and then I think room west 7 north 4? And this found a spawn where its progress is that. Okay, so we found it. One really interesting thing. Notice how there's like a progress here and a progress here. I wonder, like, aha! I just zoomed in with the trackpad. Okay, so I found that. Meta is this. I see what I did. Friends, I typed it wrong. It's progress. Ugh. What a bad time. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna zoom out again. Update with update on this query, and we're gonna say $set progress with 2 R's. Like that. Okay, and now we're gonna zoom in again. Yeah, thank you all for your support. Zoom in once again, and we're, oh gosh, sorry for all the scroll madness. Okay, rooms.objects.update, construction site in this room. We're gonna say set progress to lots of 9s. I think that's good. Modified 1, and poof, we just finished it. We did it. Oh, I'm a little bit less hyped now. That was like really painful, but that was awesome. Okay, now we just saw a bunch of stuff happen. Yeah, we're seeing console errors now that we've upgraded to homeroom. Looks like we have planned base, so that's really good. Handle spawn queue doesn't exist. Oh, hey. Okay, I have a... No, let's not JSON stringify this. Let's go over here. We'll open up rooms. And we care about this one. And this one does not have a spawn queue because we discovered it, we explored it before that existed. So let's just hack this for now. Theme.rooms, west 7, north 4, and we have logic that will fix this next time. We just have to hardcode it for this time. So let's say memory.spawn queue equals an empty array. Oh, we just entered a recovery state. That's cool. Yeah, this is amazing. Like everything is just kind of working for free. Like we're getting energy, we're upgrading, we're already at RCL2. We've planned a base. Like, I know this is like a little weird to just see like flags here representing things, but basically these flags represent like roads, towers, storages, and then like here we've actually started extensions. So like all of that is working. You'll notice that after I made this edit, we haven't seen any other console errors, but that is good. What just happened here? We suddenly have 900k energy sitting here. That's awesome. Ow. Okay, that is fantastic. So let's see. Room should eventually upgrade to home. This happened. This we still need to fix. I don't think we need to fix it tonight. So I'm actually just going to move this down here. Workers for other rooms. Yeah, like that. That's from the autocomplete command. Oh, that pile of energy is from the debug command. Not sure if the server bug or... Oh, if you lower the amount to 999, then it won't drop so much. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's really funny. There's just this reminder that like, hey, you did a manual thing. You cheated. Look at this. We've just got our like army of upgraders at this point. Okay, so that is great. I would like to know what is the game.rooms 704 get requirements. Okay, and so yeah, notice like this is my default stuff, and then there's a lot of stuff to be built, and so it spawns specialized builder roles. Okay, so this is all working as expected. This is great. I do also want to check room.first.memory.colonies. It should have removed, yeah, it did. So it, yeah, basically like the homeroom doesn't view this as a colony anymore. They're totally disconnected from each other. The other thing that we should check though, debug exploration. I think, yeah, notice how this one still says it's available, but that's not true. Because as soon as it becomes a colony, like we've claimed it, and so we need to upgrade that. So let's add a note for that. Initializing colony room update exploration to what is it called? Owned? Owned by player. Okay, sweet. And I would like to do this like first thing. Best colonized room when there's no room specified. Yeah, we can do that pretty quick actually. Okay, so this one is done. What's going on over here? If you don't know how to extract the actual amount of progress needed, oh, I didn't know how, so I just set it to a high number. You're responsible for all the huge piles of energy then? Well, yeah, that one is squarely my fault. Love that. We're just like dropping random energy piles on our servers. No big deal. This is a vanilla game, right? Right? Okay. So if I... do I reset exploration? I'm realizing that might actually be a harder thing to do. So maybe we'll actually hold off on that. Yeah, basically if we try to do this, it's going to be like, oh, I know. I want to pick this one. Oh, just kidding. Actually, remember that my algorithm basically says find a room with two sources with the lowest cost. And that's actually this room. So this room that happens to be distance 3 is a lower cost than this other one that we've already found. So it's in a bad state, but like we don't really care, at least for this test. So let's try this. I'm gonna go over here. And right here, what I'm gonna do, if we found a selected, oh wait, no, we want to just drop dead if this happens. So, okay, if there's no selected room, remember this is the logic that says If I add a directive that's just like colonize a room, but I won't tell you which one, then this should select the best one based on my criteria. And then I'll say selected room X for colonization. Selected room. Okay. Save that, which means now I should be able to do this. And I expect it to choose West 5, North 3. All right, everybody, wish me luck in chat. Do it. This will be cool. West 5, North 3? Sorry, I'm bouncing around. Should be... Yeah, West 5, North 3. Okay. Cue that up. And then in the next couple ticks, West 5, North 3. Beautiful. And if we run back over to the homeroom, we have spawned a claimer. Oh, friends, it just works. Oh, now let's see. This is... that's this bug. So the console errors that we're seeing is this guy. So that'll resolve itself once the creep catches up. Okay, so where is West 5? Right? West... West 8, North 3. So that's like way over there, isn't it? That should be over there. Let's switch to the world map so we can just watch it that way. West 7, West 6. Oh! West 5. Hold on a second. I don't think this is going to work the way that I expected. Because that claimer's going to get in that room, and bad things will happen. Here comes an invader. Yeah, reserving the controller. So I think the claimer's going to... Yeah, you'd have to destroy that. Okay, so you know what that means? What that means basically is that this is outdated information. Like, this was, this available right here, this was true, several thousand ticks ago, but is no longer true now. Like, this should actually say reserved by invader. And so, yeah, this is cool. My claimer's going to get in here and have a bad day. Yeah, scouting issue. So I don't currently have logic for like scout always. I have to manually like create the scout. And so that's something I need to do for sure. Yeah, notice here comes this claimer. And I guess the claimer's going to get in there and actually we have that commented out. Yeah, we'll add that. Or is there a better, let's see, we should say, if not controller, how should we say this? Player? If controller.level is greater than 0 and controller dot, and it's not mine, then actually attack instead. Yeah, there, that wasn't hard to implement, was it? So now we're in here, and it should be doing its thing. Did Fatigue 0. What is -7? Let's go look that up. Oh, reserved by. Oh, gotcha. Can you attack her? You can attack a reserved controller, right? Oh, controller.reservation. Structure controller. Reservation. An object with the controller reservation info if present. Yeah, okay. So we should be able to say if controller.reservation or let's I'm just going to abstract this a little bit. If it's reserved by another player, or if it's claimed by another player. And I think that's like probably good enough. We'll just see if it is there. Because we happen to know that we're not going to call this. Yeah, we're only going to call it when it makes sense. So if it is reserved by another player or if it is claimed by another player. And I think that's self-documenting now. You're checking the level, but you probably want to check the reservation IDK. Yes, so we should be able to do both now. So now we're doing this, right? So is the reservation there, or is it claimed by another player? So let's do that. All right, let's see it. I can see it working. Let's see. Claimer result is -7. What does that mean? Screep. That controller. Invalid target? How do you attack a reservation? You've gone off track of your to-do list here. Yep, it's true. It's true. I think and to be honest, like I need to call it pretty soon here. So yeah, let's be responsible. I don't think you can do it that way. Oh, is it basically like you can't take away somebody's reservation? Like you kind of just have to you have to remove the thing. Yeah, like just whatever this thing is called, an invader core. We have to destroy the invader core and then wait for the reservation to expire. And then we can actually do something with it, right? Okay, cool. Oh, look, we've got workers coming in finally. Actually, I don't even, yeah, that's our bug from before. Okay, cool. Stuff is breaking. Oh, you may be able to attack to speed it up. Cool. Okay. Well, let's see. We'll add this to the list. So, handle case where another player has reserved/claimed the room. Yeah, I'm gonna call it that, and then automatically create scouts, and I guess I call them explorers for now. Automatically create explorers. Yes, I like it. Okay, and we basically did this. I'm willing to sign this one off. Um, oh, let's see. Not sure if you can attack those satellite rooms or not. You may have to attack the main core. Oh, I've attacked those level 0 invaders. Take some effort, but you can push it back. Oh, okay. Cool, cool. So that's probably like a bigger sort of thing to worry about. I think that'll be another like session or another probably like series is automated attacking and defending, or like automated conquest. There we go. That's our title, automated conquest. Cool. So yeah, I think we've got a cool list for next time. And like, wow, when we zoom out, like this session was awesome because it's finally connected all of this other stuff that we've cared about, right? Like all of this exploration doesn't really matter unless we're actually doing something with it. And now that we have like genuine automatic expansion, like this room managed to go from explored to colony to home all by itself. Like there was intervention for me, I guess, but like it was all kind of to like temporarily to fix stuff that was just like off in the state. So like if I was to go run this in the MMO world, like I could totally just run this and it would do its thing. So it is achieving the purpose that I wanted, and I'm really, really happy about that. Okay, I want to show you all something since I've got you here. So you might, those of you that were on the stream earlier might have remembered that I was working on a music tech project. Actually, let me grab the circuit board for that too, just in case you haven't seen it. Yeah, Doug, actually, you should definitely join the MMO. Yes, I have been meaning to DM you. We should still team up. Like, yeah, I want to move in close to you in Shard 3. So like, let's do it for real. I think now that like automated expansion is working, like it'll be in a good place where like collabing will be like more exciting. Sweet. Okay. Yeah. Let me grab a thing. We'll push the button here. Okay. So, yeah, for those of you that have not seen this yet, I mentioned earlier, we do some like hardware projects on the channel. Here's one of them, and you can expect a YouTube video about this once it gets finished, but this crazy breadboard project is a machine that translates MIDI signals or MIDI messages to vintage synthesizers from the 80s. So there's a long story behind that, but basically that's what this does. It makes it so that you can use your modern studio gear with a bunch of like really old school synths, and all of them can like play nicely together. So that's what this is all about. This is a pretty fragile state though, right? So I want this to be in a better place where I can actually like leave it up in my friend's studio and he can just use it and kind of not think much of it. And so the next step is going to this stage. So I know it's a little bit hard to see on the stream, but what you're looking at here is some clear acrylic that's been laser cut. So I actually went to a makerspace in Provo, Utah called ProLab Studio, and I designed this in CAD, and so everything fits just right for this clicky button. It's actually an arcade button. You'd find this in like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cabinet or something. And then here's like MIDI input over USB, and then here's MIDI output, if I can get it to focus, over a 5-pin DIN, which like all the vintage, sorry, that's not focusing, but anyway, the vintage synths plug into this side. And then there's going to be, an LCD display right here. So this is coming together. I'm still waiting for a few more parts to come in the mail so that I can put the display in and then like solder everything together. But as soon as that happens, like this thing's going to be ready to go into my friend's studio. And when that happens, you can expect like a YouTube video that's a little more polished to kind of like demo it. Hopefully there will be fun synthwave music. Yeah, it should be cool. So stay tuned for some of that kind of stuff. And I guess since I've been using it, and since, maybe we've got some hardware enthusiasts, this has actually been powering the stream today. So this is my DIY stream deck. I can actually press this green button. Wait, what is going on right now? Amazing. The demo gods have turned against me. What just happened? Yeah, rip. Let me switch back over. Yeah, thanks everybody for paying respects in the chat. Oh man. The good news is it got me through like 99% of the stream. It is totally dead. What have I done? That's crazy. Okay, cool. Anyway, you're gonna have to trust me. Basically, I'm gonna switch between like, the full camera view or the like this view, the screen with the corner camera. So anyway, I gotta make this like more solid apparently, because it just fell down on me. But yeah, anyway, if you're excited about that kind of stuff, give me a subscribe or a follow. Like, that'd be awesome. Yeah, and I think that is it for tonight. So yeah, for everybody that tuned in, thanks so much for coming to hang out. Again, I'm Andrew. This is Code Gets Creative. And yeah, see you next time. Peace.